He's a first generation entrepreneur. The go to him, his name is Sandeep Patil. He's the co-founder of Oorjaa. Let's understand what's Oorjaa from him as a co-founder of the organization himself.
One was that we should do something with electric vehicles. Second, it has to be completely technology enabled so that we can scale it nationally and perhaps internationally. And thirdly, we should do something which will save money. We have been serving e-commerce and quick commerce very well for last 3.5, 4 years and get a lot of value for them. We also spotted that there is another segment which is called
Customer acquisition cost is shrinking.
It is shrinking day by day now. So when quick commerce came into India, right, and Zepto was the first one to bring that concept, and the Blinkit picked it up very fast from Zomato, and then Swiggy. We have been involved in that space for last now 2.5 years. Right?
Without so you have converted a vendor also into a customer for a bigger vendor.
Correct.
Or to their main warehouse. Hi guys, this is Agnelorajesh here, and we are doing a session on inspiring conversations, an activity which has started way back. Started in the year 2013, and here we are restarting it again in 2024. We did around 48 episodes of inspiring conversations from 2013 to 2019, and in 2024 I restart inspiring conversations. The objective is to understand growing companies, growth funding, new opportunities, new methods of doing business, and the young India which is taking the world with a pace that has been unprecedented before. Today we have got a very interesting guest again with a very interesting company name, Oorjaa. I will ask him to explain why Oorjaa. Everybody of us knows what Oorjaa means, but let us understand from him. He is a first generation entrepreneur and he's done a marvelous job, has a very powerful background, is rich in work experience and also extremely well qualified from VJTI and the Jamnalal Bajaj Institute of Management Studies. So very well qualified person, and we'll go to him. His name is Sandeep Patil. He's the co-founder of Oorjaa. Let's understand what's Oorjaa from him as a co-founder of the organization himself. Yes, Sandeep.
Yeah, thanks Rajesh for inviting me first. Oorjaa is the company that we own, operate under. What does Oorjaa means? I think everyone knows Oorjaa means energy. And what we do as a logistics solution provider is give energy to our clients in making their deliveries more SLA compliant and more cost efficient. And that's the theory behind Oorjaa. The second aspect is that we are super excited about electric vehicles. And electric vehicles operate on energy. And that's why the name is Oorjaa.
Excellent. That's fantastic. So Sandeep Patil has a very strong background of banking. So he understands money well. He also understands a lot of infrastructure based work. He has got background of working with Morgan Stanley. He has got background of working with ILFS. He has got a background of working with the Z Group in the infrastructure division. That's why you're going to give a lot of insights about funding, money management, growth, valuation, operating cost, technology, infrastructure based technology, and technology for support infrastructure. That's the journey of this conversation, and that's the direction that we are going to be traveling in with the help of Sandeep Patil and Oorjaa. So what is the gap that you identified in 2019 in the market, especially the logistics market and especially the supply chain in a country like 140 crore people, approximately 140 crore people, where I love to say that India is a world in a country with such a lovely large population base. The market is so huge that supply chain and logistics plays a very critical role. So what did you find as a gap in the industry which made you start your own activity of Oorjaa?
Sure. So when I was at Z Group, we were essentially trying to build the electric vehicle business for the group. In that process, I ended up meeting almost 100 plus startups which are trying to disrupt the industry on automobile. That's where also I met my co-founder. His name is Prashant Mohite. He used to run a company in Pune which was into passenger mobility using demand aggregation and a pay-per-use model on mobile app. We acquired that company at Z, and he and me kind of clicked. We had very similar chemistry thought process. So two of us stepped out in 2019 and were wondering what to do. We had a couple of themes operating in our head. One was that we should do something with electric vehicles. Second, it has to be completely technology enabled so that we can scale it nationally and perhaps internationally. And thirdly, we should do something which will save money. Because as we know, logistics industry is very big industry, right? It's 14% of the GDP. And which 14% means a large number. Within that, there was one part of the logistics, which is the intra-city. And what is intra-city is the movement of cargo that happens within a perimeter of the city. And when you say like Mumbai city, it's between Panvel, Bhayandar, and this way say Bhiwandi. Now, anything that moves within this city for any company which is operating in that domain, it is almost two-thirds of their cost structure and super complex. Your shipment sizes are smaller, time is super sensitive, vehicles are smaller size, the supply partners are fragmented. So we realized that in case we create a platform which will match demand with supply as a solution, which will save money for our clients.
And cost effective.
Yeah, it will save money for clients. Same time, it will also ensure that the deliveries are on time and in full. If we could create that, we could create a lot of disruption. So that's the thought and theme behind Oorjaa.
Sandeep, here I would like to ask you, what was your mindset when you tried to transform yourself from being an employee to an employer in 2019? What was your mindset? What was the risk analysis that you did before you ventured into the business activity?
See, at the core, I'm a finance professional, right? And I was doing investment banking, corporate finance, investments. So as I rightly said, it was a risk and reward ratio that I analyzed. It was very difficult choice because you're moving out of a well-paying job. Weekends used to get break, traveling in nice flights, staying in five-star hotels, chauffeur-driven cars. From there to an entrepreneurial journey. The reason why I did it because there was always the urge within me that saying that if I'm spending 18 hours a day sometimes or 100 hours a week for another company, if I do it for myself, I can create much larger value, not only for myself, but also have the joy of building something. And that was a trigger for me to move. Was it an easy journey? It was not at all journey easy. I will tell you, I mean, first 6 months I struggled to get out of that zone that I'm a senior guy in a corporate world who serve well by someone else. From ticket booking to chai to how the office is
Here you are
looking.
doing it everything by yourself.
I have to do everything on my own, and there's no office. We operated for first 2 years without office, but that was the thought process. We should be extremely frugal. Whatever we are spending should spend for creating value for customer and not on ourselves.
You had one co-founder with you at that point of time. So who pitched the idea to whom and whose was the idea?
So Prashant has been a third generation, third level founder. Right? This is his third startup. So obviously he was coming from a lot of strong entrepreneurial background. I had all the network in the market. I had all the knowledge, qualification. But the last push you need where someone will say, Dharmat, mehu. And that is what Prashant did for me. He gave me that courage. So he is the one who pitched that idea to me first, saying, let's start something together. You're spending so many hours in this office for this guy. Why don't we do it together? We'll create much more value. And that's how the journey started.
So what is the exact business model of Oorjaa? If you want to explain it to the audience, what does Oorjaa exactly do?
So we essentially have targeted e-commerce and quick commerce companies for the intra-city movement of cargo. That movement of cargo was always happening. It was done by some local transporter like Ganesh Transport or Abdul Transport or Siddhi Transport. We come into being and say that, okay, there's a client who has a particular requirement. He has certain pain points. There's a supply which has his own pain points. We should create a platform which will ensure that everyone's objectives are met. Okay, right? So we make this intra-city deliveries on a very different model. We are not a transporter. We are also not just a tech SaaS company. We understand the requirements of the client and we design a solution more like McKinsey's and Accenture of the world and then go and implement it on day-to-day basis. We manage all the variation, whether the big billion day sale, Diwali, Christmas, Eid, those kind of disruptions also we manage very well for that. In this entire process, what happens for our clients, there's a cost saving. I mean, we have saved as much as 30% cost for some clients within 12 months.
Wow, right? That's amazing.
Same time, their SLA, right? They promise to the customer. What is the promise to the customer? That I will deliver on time and I will deliver without damage. That is what we do on 100% basis. Right?
So you exactly predict the last mile journey of the product from the vendor to the customer and the consumer, including the timing of the delivery.
Absolutely. So right from the warehouse where the goods are stored or a seller's location to the end consumer, what should be the right choice of vehicle, what should be the sequence of delivery, what will be the ETA for each delivery is what we estimate using technology. Now to do it on pan-India basis, like there will be always a Abdul Transport or Ganesh Transport who is an export of Bhiwandi or say Taloja. But for him to operate on pan-India basis is next to impossible. Where we come into play, right? Today we are operating in 80 cities, right? From Jammu to Chennai. We operate with only 70 team members on ground and do 1,000 tons of delivery each day. And that can only happen because we have technology tools to monitor and control these activities.
Excellent, excellent. So I'm sure all the big players would be your customers, the big vendors in the country, the e-commerce websites, the e-commerce platforms, now the quick commerce that's come in, all would be your customers. Do you also have smaller entities for their supply chain management?
Yeah, so while we have been serving e-commerce and quick commerce very well for last 3.5, 4 years and created a lot of value for them, we also spotted that there's another segment which is called MSME, right? And there's 6 crores of them in India. They contribute almost 70% of India's employment. In intracity logistics, that's like $20 billion plus market. And that market is completely unserved. I'll tell you, suppose you are a farsan manufacturer in Bhiwandi and you're delivering that farsan to mithai shops across Mumbai city. Now, if you have only 10 orders to be delivered, but they're spread such that 2 have to go to Vashi, 2 have to go to Dadar, 2 have to go to Kulaba, 2 have to go to Andheri, and 2 have to go to Borivali. Today's his choices to make those deliveries are very limited because the parcel size is such that he can't use a courier option. It is super expensive. He can't send a bigger truck because he's paying for the air. A truck can carry say 500 kg, but he's only sending 50 kg. So what we did, we brought our learnings of passenger mobility from Prashant's earlier venture to cargo mobility. This is very disruptive. No one is doing it across the world. Where
Today, you are the only guys.
We are the only guys. What we do, this is like a quick commerce of courier.
Spare capacity.
No, so this is aggregating demand across multiple MSMEs. So what we are telling, there's one Amazon which has 1,000 deliveries a day.
Right.
But there could be 100 SMEs together as a cluster, which is 1,000 deliveries a day.
That's right.
So what we treat them as one single entity, right? And you change the behavior of the supply, which is the truck drivers. They're used to going to one place, pick up goods and deliver to multiple places. We are telling them, now you have to go to multiple places
and deliver to multiple places.
That is a behavioral change. We have been able to successfully do that. We have done so far more than 75,000 orders in last 1 year.
Fantastic.
For MSME. And they have saved more than 35% money in that process.
Excellent. And it's also saving the environment because that is less of that quantum of pollution as well. So you are more environmental friendly and you look towards sustainability as well as a business model. Electric vehicle support is one initiative that your company has already undertaken. So my question to you is, do you also optimize the routes from which areas to pick up and from which areas to drop? So do you also do that with machine learning and artificial intelligence and try to optimize that as well? And to what extent have you optimized that?
So I think you are hitting the nail. That's precisely is our moat, right? The planning stage. Now, suppose I want to today deliver 1,000 orders, aggregating to 100 tons of cargo from Bhiwandi across Mumbai. What is the best choice of vehicle? What is the best sequence of delivery? So we have a tool which is called as Optimus, which takes into consideration 6 variables. Mathematically, this 1,000 deliveries can be delivered in million different ways. Now you have to pick the right choice, which is what we have cracked in-house, and we have that algo developed. That algo will suggest right choice of vehicle and right sequence such that your cost is the lowest and you don't breach any SLA. So optimization is what we actually do on day-to-day basis. I'll give you an example. There's a client for whom we're now serving in Lucknow city, right?
Okay.
This is for delivery to Kirana stores. Earlier, he was spending like 3.5 rupees a kg and using almost 30 trucks a day to make deliveries of 25 tons. Today, we are delivering for him 60 tons a day.
Okay.
We're doing it in 30 trucks only. Okay. And the cost has come down to 2.5 rupees a kg.
So he saved almost 33% of his cost.
Yes.
That adds to his profits.
Correct. And all deliveries are happening as intended within time.
Excellent, excellent. Right. So you are absolutely optimizing everything from manpower to vehicle movement to fuel management to map management to route management and to direction management. Absolutely. In which direction the load moves.
Yes.
So it is beneficial at the vendor end. At the same time, it is beneficial at the customer's end. Like you said, you are the only people who are doing this in the whole world. So I think you must be having a positive demand. Do you have a sales force to tap customers or customers reach to you on their own?
So today we deliver almost 500 odd orders in that. PikeCart is a product we call it. It's a mobile app-based service for SME clients. Initially, it took us time to educate the clients because it was someone who's sending that cargo with us is sending cargo worth 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 rupees, right? And he's spending 300 rupees to make that delivery. For him to trust an unknown brand like us was difficult. So initially, we had to put in energy through feet on street to convince them. Now when we are seen on the road, the trucks are seen on the road, the banners are seen on the road, there's more validation that कि ये लोग real है, ये भागेंगे नहीं. With that, we have been getting now almost 40-50% organic traction, which means whatever new clients that I'm onboarding on a monthly basis, 50% of them are coming on their own.
Excellent.
And either through referral.
So your customer acquisition cost is shrinking.
It is shrinking day by day now.
So that makes your business more profitable and more growth oriented because it is expanding your capacities also. Do you have a pay by pay-per use model?
Yes, it's a pay-per-use model.
So that's very convenient even for small vendors to reach out to their customer base.
Yes, suppose you want to send this waste to your wife and she's like 10 kilometers away. Today your choice will be to use a biker. Right?
Okay.
But if it is more than 20 kgs, he can't carry it.
Right.
Suppose you wanted to send this tool. Well, from here to say Andheri, which is 7 to 8 kilometers, it will not cost you more than 70-80 rupees on our app.
Excellent.
How are we going to make money? Because we're not going to send only one chair. We're going to send another 25 products, which could be sugar bag, it can be a lamp, it can be a tea sachet, it can be stationery, it can be hardware.
Absolutely.
And that's how we aggregate demand and make money.
You are doing space management on the direction of the transport in whichever direction it is going.
Correct.
And that makes it optimum for you, to the vendor, to the customer, and to the transport company. Everybody is benefiting out of this entire journey. Can you put some more light on quick commerce? Like when we were just informally chatting up, you gave me an example that your staff landed in Bombay and he wanted to place order for an underwear and he got it in a matter of 10 to 15 minutes and it was delivered by Swiggy. Frankly speaking, for me, it was information because I didn't know that Swiggy does deliveries beyond food. And you said that if you give a passport size image for a passport photograph to Zomato, Zomato will get the prints delivered to you in the span of a jiffy of a moment. So can you throw some light on those kind of transactions which are happening in the market?
Sure. So when quick commerce came into India, right, and Zepto was the first one to bring that concept, and the Blinkit picked it up very fast from Zomato, and then Swiggy. We have been involved in that space for last now 2.5 years. Like everyone, we were also very doubtful about the viability of this model, but today the market has shown that it is viable. I mean, Blinkit has just released the results for Q4 and they are profitable.
Excellent.
Right? And that industry is now taking the entire e-commerce market by storm. For a person like you and me, right, we're used to earlier model of going to a Kirana store and buying stuff, move to big baskets of the world who will deliver next day or late night. Now is a model where if I want ice cream at 11 in the night, like last night, there was an urge to eat pizza. And me and my wife were watching movie. We ordered pizza. Right? It came in 10-15 minutes. My wife loves to eat ice cream. 12 in the night, she will say, I want to eat ice cream. You place an order on Swiggy Instamart, it gets delivered in 10 minutes.
Fantastic.
Now, what is happening here with the change in habits of the consumers, this industry is taking the entire online market by storm. They started with grocery and vegetables and fruits. Then they added ice cream. Today they are talking about electronics item, consumer durable
items. You just said that you can get an Apple 15 iPhone in a span of 5 to 10 minutes.
Absolutely, and that's the transformation, right? And for someone like who wants to buy iPhone and if it gets delivered within 10 minutes, the chances of returns are almost nil.
Excellent.
Which is the industry problem, right? A person will place an order. If the delivery happens after 2 days or 1 day, there will be high return percentage. When he is getting delivery in 10 minutes, his mind is so fixated on that product, he is not going to return it.
Excellent. Excellent. He wants an immediate consumption.
Immediate gratification. And which is actually changing the market.
So quick commerce is nothing but now commerce. I want it now, I get it now. In fact, it is faster than I sending my man to collect it and bring it to me. It is faster than that. Absolutely. So I think the domino statement of if you don't get the pizza in 30 minutes, it's free, stands no value today. Absolutely. Because today everybody is wanting to deliver before 15 minutes of placing the order. So the customer and the consumer pattern is changing. I want to understand how do the vendors do inventory management, because ultimately you can provide the transport and the logistics and you can make it smarter. But how do the vendors do inventory management? In quick commerce, you need to have local godowns, right? You need to have warehouses in residential areas where there is a dominance of population which is demanding a particular type of inventory, right? So how do the vendors do their inventory management? Do you play a role in that, or that's a separate technology managed by somebody else?
So I'll tell you, these guys call it dark stores. Right?
Yes,
dark stores is nothing but a 2,000 to 5,000 square feet space.
That's right.
Which is only storing inventory.
That's right.
It's very difficult to predict demand. We are sitting in Bandra, right? Bandra may have a population of 10 lakh in and around 5 kilometer radius.
Absolutely.
It's very difficult to predict who will order what next day or that day. So for them, the demand planning and supply is on daily basis.
Right.
Right? They need to refill inventory on daily basis.
Yes.
Which is where we come into play. We tell these guys, if you want to refill your inventory, you don't have to worry about whether that inventory today refilling is 100 kg or 10,000 kg.
Right.
We'll charge you the same.
Right.
If it is
Per
100
kg, the charges will be the same. So the scale of operations doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter
Scale of
for them.
delivery or pickup doesn't matter.
And for them, there are some special days, right? Like Holi will be a very big day when demand will shoot up. On that day, the demand will shoot up by 150%. We will be there to serve them without
So
any
you have
hassle.
converted a vendor also into a customer for a bigger vendor
Correct.
or to their main warehouse.
Correct.
So the vendors are also customers to the main warehouse. A customer orders on the basis of that. I want to understand who does the inventory management at the vendor's end. Are you involved there also as Oorjaa?
So what we have been talking to some people right now because we have that experience of understanding how the warehouses operate.
Okay.
We have started a new division called as Data Shastra.
Okay.
It's our analytics piece of business. And we have all the AI and ML tools with mathematical models to predict the demand and the inventory refilling cycle.
Okay.
Right. In fact, we are talking.
Is it operational? Not yet.
Not operational. It's been in the state of now ideation, where we are talking to one quick commerce company to refill their warehouses in such a manner that your inventory carrying cost is the lowest, and same time there's no sell loss.
Absolutely, because a lot of capital gets blocked in unsold inventory.
Correct.
That was a major challenge. So you're also getting into that part. So today the customer, your vendor is telling you what has to be delivered to him from another vendor or from their main warehouse. Tomorrow even that information will be known to you on when to replenish it, right?
Absolutely.
Like today we get refrigerators with technology built in, where if your vegetables, eggs or tomatoes or potatoes, if they get consumed, automatically you are intimated that you need to order for these particular items. Abroad, I think even the ordering is done by the device itself to the vendors who get it supplied, the eggs, the milk, whatever elements you want to get replaced. So you are getting into that space also. So you'll give a 360-degree solution to the supply chain management in true terms.
Yes. See, for quick commerce, the model works this way. There is a mother warehouse which is outside the city.
Absolutely.
Then there are dark stores across the city spread.
Absolutely.
The cargo moves from your sellers to mother warehouse.
Absolutely.
Mother warehouse to dark stores, and from dark stores using the bikers, it will come to you at household. We are involved in the mid-mile space, which is from the warehouse to the dark stores. We are also assisting these companies now, figuring out what time the sellers should refill your mother warehouse.
Absolutely.
Right? And what frequency. And can we give them a logistic solution there using aggregation of demand across multiple sellers so that they will save money there as well.
Excellent.
Right?
Excellent.
That's the next thing that we are now trying to pitch to them.
I think that will be a game changer again. And that makes you a more, that becomes a bigger moat for you, where you really create a bigger distinguishing factor for your organization. It will complete solution management right from the mother warehouse to the dark warehouses, dark stores, to the customers at their customers' end. But for your software, everybody is a delivery customer. Mother warehouse to the vendor, dark house to the dark warehouse to the customer's end. Fantastic. So when you do this, a lot of technology is involved, a lot of very expensive brains will be required, a lot of capital will be required. Definitely this capital requirement will be in disproportionate measures to the revenue that you are generating. You just told me that you are EBITDA positive. You are not yet PAT positive because you are redeploying your revenues and the funds that you raise for the next technology to be built to make this more robust. So who's there on your cap table and how much equity has been diluted in Oorjaa?
Yeah, so I'll answer the first question first and then the second question. I'm of the firm belief that you don't need a lot of capital to build businesses, right? You need a right approach and a right thought process. So we have reached an ARR of almost now $8 million with an investment of less than $2 million, right? And of that, 1 million is still in the bank account.
So you have got a strong runway,
right? We have a strong runway. How did we do that? Because we have been very frugal. We have been very focused on cost. We have been adding value where it is required. In terms of talent, you said use the word brains, right? You do need a lot of brains. And supply chain or operations as an industry, while it is super complex, you need best brains there, hasn't been a great paymaster historically. With e-commerce, quick commerce coming, now we are getting high quality talent here. And we also have been able to attract high quality talent. Some of the talent we are nurtured from ground up. Someone who joined as a supervisor with us, earning 20,000 rupees a month, today is earning more than ₹1 lakh in 3 years.
Excellent.
Because he has shown that abilities to scale. The second piece, how did we raise the capital? I guess because of my background in capital raising, corporate finance, I'm the one who believes that when the capital is available, take it, right? I mean, couple of percentage point dilution here and there actually doesn't matter in the long run. But having capital on the balance sheet at the right time will ensure that you spot those opportunities and take a crack at it.
Absolutely.
We have raised capital so far from IPV, which is Inflection Point Ventures. They have been our lead investors.
They've invested in more than 250 companies.
Correct. And with us, they have been very, very happy with what we have been able to do for them, because what we promised them in terms of a projection, we have achieved each of that.
Excellent.
Right. So that's one of the lead investors. We also raised capital from Hem Angels, Sunicon. There's a new firm called FinSpot and a very strong platform called Winners. So these are the group of investors.
Winners is with a V.
Winners is with V. Right. Interestingly, I was a little worried that should I have so many people on my cap table, right? And will it become administratively very difficult to manage so many guys? I will tell you, it's a blessing to have all of them on my cap table, because today at one phone call or one WhatsApp, if I need to connect with anyone in the industry at the senior most level, I get that connect.
It is a possibility.
It's a possibility.
So in short, you're a smart guy who has made sure that these are all strategic investments, and these are not investments from some family house or from some HNIs who just invested their money and wanting it to grow on its own on the expertise that you will deliver in the market that they have invested in. So you have got investors who are actually strategically supporting your growth. What's your team size?
We are 180 of us right now, spread across India.
Okay, and which is your base? Mumbai.
Mumbai is the head office, but we have larger presence in Pune, because that is where the technology talent is available.
Okay.
So tech team is in Pune. That's almost 25 members team. In fact, two other founders who joined us little later. One is my batchmate from Unity and Bajaj, Umesh, and Yogesh is Prashant's batchmate from his school, his second standard batchmate.
So there are two more co-founders which have been added.
Yeah, and they're tech kids. Right?
Okay.
Two of them work essentially on tech development, algo development, all the innovations on the tech side. They are based in Pune. So we have larger presence in Pune, but head office is in Mumbai.
So who does the larger picture? Who maps the larger picture? Like for example, today you're also getting into inventory management for your vendors, right? From their mother warehouse to the last mile, that's the end user consumer. So who paints the larger picture? Is it interactions with all your stakeholders? Is it the four co-founders sitting in together, or is it some competition who's teaching you on what to be done next?
So we four co-founders are all 40 plus.
Okay,
right. So
that's young.
That's new young, right? But with that, we also have a lot of experiences of past of what not to be done.
That's right.
Right. What we do religiously is that spend at least a day together every week.
Right? Every week,
okay. Morning to evening, sitting together and just brainstorming of new ideas. It is not regular business that we discuss new things. That has actually helped us to come up with new ideas every week. This is the 4-member team which actually defines what direction the team should take, or the company should take. Where are we heading 2 years down the line, 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line? We are thinking on those things.
Okay.
Secondly, because we work across so many clients which are in e-commerce, quick commerce, traditional companies, SMEs, D2C brand, we get to learn from everyone, right? And we, I guess, being a third party, have best knowledge compared to them on their own.
Absolutely.
And we are trying to then synthesize that knowledge, try and build or paint future and be relevant in that industry at that particular point of time, right? So the direction, strategy, vision is decided by 4 founders. We do take inputs from investors, because some of them have been very, very strong,
seasoned investors as well as entrepreneurs.
Right? And we do take inputs from them.
Okay.
But ultimately, as the 4 of us, we define the direction of the company.
Excellent. By getting money is easy on the right team. Today, the challenge is not getting money. Today, the challenge is not buying plant and machinery, because you get the money, you buy the plant and machinery, the best that's available in the industry. But talent acquisition is becoming extremely difficult. So how do you acquire talent?
Very interesting. So I'll tell you the story again. When we started out in a city.
Co-founders are also a talent acquisition. It's a process of talent acquisition.
Yeah. So this story, right? We started in sometime in August 2019. Before even legally starting the company, Prashant and I spent 3 months at the warehouse, sitting in the warehouse, going along with the truck, making deliveries to learn on ground reality. We hired first person. He left in 2 days. We hired second person. He left in 3 days. Right. So that was the reality way back in 2019. Later on, I mean, today we have been able to attract talent from IIMs and IITs. Right? People are on their own reaching out to us and saying that we want to work for you, which is very heartening. But we also realized that because we are in an industry which is so operationally exhaustive, you can't have all the high quality talent to deliver results. You need to have a really healthy mix of both a ground nurture
Absolutely.
talent
Absolutely.
as well as the
All can be generals.
all can be generous. You need highly intellectual class as well as you need those we call them bahubalis
Mhm.
who are willing to go extra yard on a
Mhm.
particular day. And we have a very good mix of them. We got today almost 20-25 second line leadership which are willing, which are doing work which founders could do,
Mhm.
right? And that we have been able to nurture. Was it difficult to hire talent? We have had bad experiences. We hired some lateral talent.
Who's in charge of talent recruitment
So
on the senior level?
HR falls under me, but we have been able to now build a team which is
Mhm.
able to recruit for us.
Mhm.
Lot of recruitment actually happens through referral from employees. Some of the clients have also come and joined us,
Mhm.
right?
Excellent.
So that has been the journey. We also recently hired a very big team of management trainees
Okay.
from really good institutes,
Mhm.
and which we are very excited about to nurture them and be patient with them so that they will deliver results for us 1 year down the line, 2 years down the line.
And how do you do goal setting for this team? How do you do goal setting and how do you map the performance? How is performance mapping happening?
I guess because we have spent time in corporate world, we are exposed to that
Is
world.
it manual or have you put some tech tools in
So
place?
they take around it. And because we have experience of working with large corporates, we have seen that journey, right? Goal setting, AOP, performance appraisal process. We have automated that process. So today, for this financial year FY25, the AOP is in place.
Okay.
Everybody's KPIs are in place. The goal setting is in place, all on take, along with what will happen to them in case they deliver the results. So we have extremely performance focused team, extremely performance focused organization. If people deliver, they will grow multifold. But if somebody is not able to keep up with the pace of what we are trying to do, we actually try and find them another role.
Okay. So it is said that intelligent people are born with wings. So you recruit talented people, you recruit intelligent people. They gain fantastic on the ground experience. They become extremely more valuable. And like I said, they are intelligent. So they are born with wings. What do you do to retain them?
I'll tell you. So, I mean, in fact, I'll be very happy with the people who work with us for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years down the line, and they start their own company or they become CXOs in the next organization. If someone who joins us, right, and he says that he doesn't want to become CXO in 10 years, he's not a right fit for us. We want to hire talent which has that kind of ambition, that he wants to become a CEO, CFO, COO in some organization or with us.
So that's a good conversation, Sandeep. But it is painful when your most productive man wants to leave you and go on his own.
So I'll tell you what we have done to retain them. As a founder, again, we have been very, very inclusive. From day zero, we have shared equity with our employees.
So you have got ESOP in place.
We have ESOP policy in place 3 years back when we
Okay.
just started out. And that ESOPs are not only offered to senior management, but even a junior guy who's contributing well is offered ESOPs. Because it is just not to retain talent, but we want to share wealth. In case, as founders, we will create wealth. Our investors will create wealth. The people who are putting energy behind it, the Oorjaa behind it, my employees, they should also make wealth. Right? If someone can buy a house from from the company's earned money, I'll be super happy.
So excellent. Oorjaa is a company which is using the economic statement of maximum utilization of available resources, not only for their own organization, but also for their clients, which ultimately benefits the consumers of their clients. So overall, everybody is benefiting from the actions that Oorjaa is taking. As we go, the last question that I would like to ask you is, what is your next 12 months goal and the next 5 years goal? Because you're a tech company. So I don't want to go beyond 5 years. So I'm asking you, what is your next 12 months goal and the next 5 years goal?
12 months goals are very clearly crystallized, right? And we know what we'll be able to hit in FY25. It will be more than three-digit revenue number with profit. 5 years down the line, we want to become a company which will be considered as a benchmark in the intra-city logistics domain, with a annual turnover of more than $500 million. Right? That's what we intend to do. We should have created so much wealth, so much value, and so much of moat by then that we should be also able to take the company public. Right? And that's the ambition as founders.
That is where the customers, end user customers, can also get ESOPs by buying your stocks at the stock market rather than working for. They can buy and become a part of your growth journey.
Yes,
that is your ultimate, aim to go public. Yes. Excellent. And what is the percentage that you have diluted in your company currently?
So we have diluted around 35% so far in raising 3 rounds of capital. As founders, we own around 2/3 of the company. Yeah, that's what we have done.
So one last question is, when should a company dilute stock, and what's a complete no-no in terms of what percentage should be diluted for the growth of the company, and how do you arrive at that ratio?
Sure. So it depends upon what you are trying to build, right? And there are certain businesses which require capital. What are those businesses? If you are putting a manufacturing plant or infrastructure, or if you are changing habits, because habit changing requires capital. So over there, you should definitely raise capital right at the start. Don't worry about dilution too much, because always having at least 18 months runway helps as a founder to have good nights and right decision making. But if you're building a business which doesn't require a lot of capital investment at the start, and it's not habit changing, but you're just building a service business, you don't have to raise a lot of capital. Raise capital in tranches so that your dilution is the least by the time you try and monetize. And that's how I look at it. Having said that, if the capital is available on table, take it. Don't hide from it. Don't run away from it. Even if it means 5% more dilution, take it. Because in the long run, you increase the size of the pie. And as long as the pie size is increased, you as an individual will create enough wealth. So don't worry about that 5% is my philosophy.
So it is better to own 10% of a watermelon than 100% of a grape.
Absolutely.
That is the logic you want to prove as a point. So excellent, friends. That was a very interesting conversation with a very promising company, Oorjaa, which is definitely impacting each one of us lives directly or indirectly through the various customers that they are attending to, and their customers are attending to millions of customers across multiple cities of India. And I'm sure shortly, as a proud Indian company, they're also going to be going into international territories and serving as an Indian company, which will be definitely a matter of pride for us as Indians. We'll keep coming up with such interesting companies on Inspiring Conversations. The objective of getting into the equity conversation also is so that if you're interested and keen to collaborate, associate, become a client, become a customer, or become a partner with such impressive companies with a strong management team, this information might be helpful for you to take the right decisions. As a venture investing guy, even I am very intrigued to look at companies like Oorjaa and make them a part of our portfolio, where we can collectively grow and support the growth of such organizations with the robust ecosystems that we have built on the journey that we have lived as an entrepreneur. So again, we'll meet you with some interesting company and an interesting and inspiring entrepreneur like Sandeep Patil in our next inspiring conversation. Thank you for now.